You don't need a big audience, a fancy website, or a perfect program to start making money online. What you do need is clarity and courage. Clarity on who you help and the courage to start before you feel ready. Because here's the truth. Most people in the online space are over preparing and under launching. They're changing their websites, tweaking the colors, re-recording videos, and buying all these different course platforms. But none of that actually creates the results. Results come from action. And the most powerful action that you can be taking right now is actually launching your high ticket offer. And it doesn't have to be 100% complete. Just a small, simple version of your signature program that gets real results fast. And it's not about being perfect. It's about proving that your process actually works and getting paid while you learn how to do it. Most coaches and course creators get stuck in what I call the perfection loop. They're constantly getting ready to get ready. They tell themselves things like, once I build my course, I'll launch. Or once I get my first 1,000 followers, I'll sell. Or once I figure out all the tech and the bits and bobs, then I'll start taking on clients. But perfection isn't progress. It's procrastination dressed up as productivity. You don't need another platform and you don't need this big long list. You just need to help one person deeply. That is where the true momentum starts. The best coaches, consultants didn't wait until they were ready. They started right where they were with what they had, and then they built as they grew. That is exactly what you can do with your beta offer. So what is a beta offer exactly? It's the minimum viable version or minimum viable product of your high ticket offer. Think of it as your test round, where you help just a handful of people get real results. You gather the feedback and then you refine the process even more. And then you refine the process before you scale. Think of it as testing a recipe before you open the restaurant. You make a few plates, you get honest feedback, and you improve until it's ready to serve at scale. With the beta offer, you're not just selling, you're actually validating. You're getting paid to learn what your audience actually wants. You don't need this big long curriculum or fancy funnel or even professional videos. You can literally deliver your beta offer through things like Zoom, Google Docs, or even a simple Notion page. Because when people invest, they're not just buying your tech, they're buying the outcome. They're buying the transformation. And transformation doesn't need fancy, it just needs focus. I want you to stop thinking in terms of scale for a second and think in terms of proof. You don't need 100 clients just to validate an offer. You really only need like 3 or 5. Those first few clients are gold because they show you what's missing, they show you what's working, and they show you what people are actually willing to pay for. That is where confidence comes from. It doesn't come from watching more videos or rewriting your offer completely, but from helping real people. And I'll tell you this, small doesn't just mean insignificant. In fact, those early clients become the foundation of your business. They give you testimonials, feedback, and the momentum. The people who test small grow so much faster because they get real data. And here's what happens when you start this way. 1, you make your first few $1,000s. 2, you confirm the process and get real results. And 3, you collect stories and wins that actually help you sell your program later on, confidently and ethically. And that is the real path to sustainable freedom. This is called the build as you grow method. So after you've selected your premium niche and created your transformation statement, the next step in this is crafting your signature high ticket offer and then launch it in the beta form. So here's how you do it step by step. You pick one clear transformation, something measurable and emotionally valuable. Example, help new coaches design and sell their first 5K offer without burnout. Step number 2 is you map out 3 to 5 of the main steps in your process, not 20. So think of the main pillars of how your clients will get from point A to B. Step number 3 is hosting live calls or coaching sessions. This is where you're going to deliver your material directly to the client and record everything. Step number 4 is taking notes on what questions they ask the most frequently. Those questions become your future modules and lessons. Step number 5 is collecting testimonials and feedback. This is your proof of concept. While you're doing all of this, I want you to create a simple spreadsheet. Start tracking all the people who are interested, engaged, or have even worked with you. You're not just launching, you're building your foundation. This is how you move from one-to-one to one-to-many without the overwhelm, because you're already looking at the metrics and the data. And you've probably heard something along the lines of, you need a funnel to make money. But I'll tell you what you really need, and that's clarity. And those metrics will give you that clarity. Clarity on what you do, who you help, and on the promise that you'll deliver. When you're clear, people trust you. When you're specific, they buy faster. When you're confident, they follow you. You need to stop waiting for more time or more tools. You need to start with what you have. Serve the people that are already in front of you. And remember, clarity and execution beat perfection every single time. Your beta offer does not have to be perfect. It just has to be real. And it just has to help someone right now. When you do that, everything else falls into place. The systems, the branding, the automation, and the scaling. This is where you start turning your ideas into income. This is where you can shift from, I want to start my business, to I'm getting paid to deliver a transformation. Because once you've validated your offer, your content, your systems, your scalability, all falls into place. So if you're ready to start building your own freedom-based business, one that gives you control of your time, your money, and your impact, I want to invite you to my free masterclass. Inside, I'm going to walk you through the exact method that I use to help craft irresistible high-ticket offers and finally create a business that runs with flow, not burnout. You don't need a big audience. You don't need the perfect branding. You just need a clear roadmap. So I'll put the link below and I will see you inside. Take lots of notes and start building your legacy today.